Studio has a very dynamic and easy to use perspective and skew tool. To create a bay or angled wall, start out with the wall template, add your treatment on the window, and group everything. You'll see the green edit points surrounding the perimeter when you group. It's important to keep a straight-on view of this wall in case you need to make any changes. To do that, go up to the Home tab and under Add New Page, click on Create a Copy of the Page and keep this separate from the rest of the rendering. We're going to duplicate this one right here and align both of these. We'll move this over just a little bit so the wall lines up. Right now the green edit points are surrounding the perimeter of this grouped design. In order to activate the perspective edit point, double-click on the image itself. You'll see the red edit points. I've also toggled on the graph paper to make it easier to align this, make it straight and keep it straight, and also to determine how many squares of the grid I want to increase the angle on this. I'm going to position my cursor on the top right and I'm going to drag it up approximately 3 squares on my grid, and do the same thing with the bottom, positioning my cursor on the bottom corner edit point and dragging it straight down approximately 3 squares. You'll see this is nice and straight. To create a bay, you would simply duplicate this and flip horizontally. You might want to add a little more depth to this rendering by creating a return on your treatment. We'll have to ungroup that to do that because we want to change our top treatment just a little bit. This is a cornice and we want to add a return here. Let's zoom in after we've narrowed this a little bit, and with a rectangle we can just add, say a 3.5 inch return. Because this jabot is on the outside, we'll need to ungroup this valance and bring the jabot to the front. And let's make our return the same color as our top treatment. Once we have this done, we can regroup everything, duplicate it, and use the flip horizontal button under the rotate area. Drag that over and position it on the left-hand side. And now we have our angled wall with our return. If you're using one of the templates from step 1, you've purchased the wall templates which have the green text. The bay windows are already created for you. It's very easy to add your treatment and use the perspective edit points to match the angle of the wall. Let's zoom in on this one. And we'll position this right here. We need to resize this a little bit. And of course we would add our return to it also once we finish with the perspective view. Double click to activate the red edit points. Drag your top left edit point straight up. And in this case we're going to push the bottom up also, so that the angle matches the angle of the window. And then we would again add our return. Let's ungroup this and bring this forward. Once we've created this, we can then duplicate it for the opposite side. Duplicate, flip horizontal, and position. And we'll just send this backward so that the treatment is on top. And there we have our bay already created for us with the perfect angle. The other use of the perspective skew tool is to create a skewed version of trim. Let's zoom in on this valance. I've removed the other trim and added a new trim. We'll just remove this for now to show you how easy it is to do this. If you have a single piece of trim such as this, it's not necessary to use the skew feature. It would simply hang straight and you could duplicate it. But when you have bullion or beads that have been grouped, this is a group of 5 beads, you'll need to use the skew feature to match the angle of your treatment. Let's zoom in, position this here, double click, click on the edit points icon in the drawing tools area so that you have just the red edit points around the perimeter of the shapes. Position your cursor in the center side edit point and push it up. We can duplicate this and flip it for this side. And for this more severe angle on the point here, double click, click on the edit points icon, position your cursor on the side center and push up. Duplicate, flip horizontal, and position, and then we'll need one more bead for the point. So we have created our skewed trim for the angled jabot. The perspective skew tool has many different uses. We've shown you how to create a bay or angled wall and also how to adjust the shape of the trim to fit the angle of the valance.